Contenders. Last week on Contenders, the Hanwha Chemical series kicked off on Contenders. After intense preliminaries, 8 contestants were chosen. And their first challenge,
Rupert Murdoch.
the quiz.
That is correct. Faust. Munich.
The quiz went fast
Sodium
with
chloride.
Kim Ye-ji and Song Jung-hyun off to a good start.
That is correct. Competitive and competent.
But the quiz wasn't easy for everyone. The 5 highest scores would be safe from eliminations.
Of a presidency approach.
Who
the
broke
end
the
of
tie?
presidency approach.
Lee Ho-sung.
3 women and
He rounded out the group of 5 survivors.
What is
But
this?
one more spot was open.
All right, shout it out, Hyubam.
Hyubam
Correct.
won the spot.
Congratulations.
Their next battle begins today. Don't change the channel.
Hello and welcome to Contenders. I'm Min-jung Kim. Today we're at week 2 with the Hanwha Chemical series of the program. Last week our contenders fought hard to stay in the competition through the quizzes, and in the end 2 were eliminated and only 6 remain.
Yes, I would say fought hard is a good way to put it. In fact, we had our first tie or tiebreaker right at the end. We had to go into an extra question for those of you that were able to watch that. So these competitors are very aggressive, if you will, and very, very bright at the same time. There's a saying in Korea that says 하나를 보면 열을 안다, which basically means if you've seen them once, you've seen them all, or that kind of a feeling. And that's not true all of the time, but I think it's true with many of our contenders. I think we've really seen the beginning of who they are.
Well, I'm quite excited for today's showdown. We have a lot coming up today, so without further ado, let's get the show on the road by bringing the contestants out into the studio. Contenders, come on out.
Welcome back. You have been thinned down to the final 6 successful contenders. So congratulations for making it to this point. Last week you seemed quite nervous. Are we feeling better, Jung-hyun?
I'm excited.
Are you excited?
Yes, I'm ready to debate.
Great. And Un-san, I have a question. I know that you traveled many miles on a Las Vegas trip.
Yes.
Can you tell us why you took that trip and what did you learn from it?
Before driving myself to Los Angeles, I was a little shy person, but after finally managed to coming back from Los Angeles all by myself, I become to be another person, like into a more brave person.
Well, good. Good experience for you.
And Ho-seok, you have some experience working at Kotra in Chicago. What was that like?
Well, first of all, Chicago has a very severe weather. It snows a lot and very cold. But the experience at Kotra really made me strong in marketing knowledge. I learned how to negotiate with the people and also learned to research the market trend. And those experiences actually led me to this event today. So I'm very grateful that I had this experience.
All right, we're going to throw you into the hot seat today with a debate and presentations. We're going to be looking at your logical reasoning, your eloquence, as well as your persuasiveness. And we have our judging panel for that. Dr. Kim Byung-ju from Kim Lee & Partners, also an adjunct professor at Hankuk University of Foreign Studies. Dr. Song Won-gun, the director of the Korea Economic Research Institute. And Mr. Lee Sang-il, the senior manager of Hanwha Chemical's polyethylene planning team. And Mr. Isaac Ha, the Deputy Senior Manager of Hanwha Chemical's Battery Business Team. Welcome.
Thank you. Professor Song, we have to ask you on behalf of our contenders. They're about to debate, and they would like to know what do you want to see from them? What can they show you?
We will evaluate based on 4 factors. First one is the logical reasoning, how logical they are in the debate, and the second one is the dominance of the debate. He or she should try to dominate the debate. And third one is the ability of delivering his or her opinion during the debate. And the last one is the ability of response to the other side's attack. Those are 4 criteria for evaluating the contenders.
All
Great.
right, thank you, Dr. Song. We will now start the first round, the debate. Today's debate topic is a white-hot issue here in Korea. Let's take a look on the screen first.
This past June, the Korean government made revisions to the Pharmaceutical Affairs Law, allowing non-prescription drugs to be sold outside of pharmacies. Medicine for colds, indigestion, and other over-the-counters can now be purchased at supermarkets and convenience stores. But there is great controversy surrounding this issue. Sales of non-prescription drugs at supermarkets have been in discussion sporadically since 1993, yet no compromise was possible and no action was taken. Medical professionals and civilians approve of the new revision, citing consumers' comfort and availability. The Korean Pharmaceutical Association disapproved, citing safety concerns such as abuse or misuse of medicines. What do you think of OTC drug sales in supermarkets?
So we asked the contenders to choose whether they oppose or support the sales of over-the-counter medicine at supermarkets and 24-hour stores. Let's take a look at how the contenders chose their positions.
Today's topic is, what do you think of OTC drug sales in supermarkets? OTC?
2 hours prior to the studio recording, the debate topic was revealed to the contenders. At first, the contenders were slightly flustered, but they recovered quickly and started dividing into teams.
I disagree with it because there will be too much side effect and it's too risky, so I totally disagree with it.
There is a room for abuse, and then there is going to be lots of side effects to it. So that is going to threaten the public health. So I'm going to disagree.
I disagree because I can't stop thinking about the issue of drug abuse. You will see my point later.
I would like to go with the agree part.
Well, I personally agree to this because at night I actually felt difficulties to get the drugs when I really needed the painkillers. So yeah, I'm going to agree.
I always had interest in this issue, and I agree. And I'll tell you guys why I agree in the show. Thank you.
Alliances were made and the group smoothly split into their debate teams. Will the actual debate go as smoothly? Find out soon.
Before we start the debate, please keep in mind that you will be ranked according to your performance, and it is in that order that you'll get to choose your presentation topics. So do your best. PJ, fire away.
Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. This is a debate that I think could become very heated and emotional depending on your positioning. On my right, we have the pros. That is for they need to be sold in the supermarket. Why not? And then you have the con side or the opposing side that says no way. So we will first start on this on my right here with Unsan, Unsan, if you will begin with your opening statement.
Our team thinks there are 5 stakeholders in this issue: customer, pharmaceutical industry, and pharmacists, doctors, and government. And there's a lot we gain, then we lose. And about the statement and details such as drug abuse, please let us explain about them through this following debating in a moment.
Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and have our opening statement over here by Mr. Hosuk, Lee Hosuk.
Well, I believe this is the case of the 조사모사, which means basically swaddling by a little clever tricks. For now, it might seem little convenience would be more important, but regardless, in the end, it will bring a damage to our society. It is just apparent to see medical abuse becomes a critical issue in the near future, as our people will get the pills as much days as they want, and there will be so many people who just try to purchase the pill because it's convenient. Well, this is the case that we need to avoid, definitely.
Great. Those are your opening statements. Well, how about it? Do you agree with the fact that there will be danger if you open it up to everyone buying it freely at the supermarket or convenience stores?
My opinion, of course not. It's not going to be possible because still now, I think it's going to be like 2 p.m. right now. And I think we could still go to the pharmacy and buy Tylenols and all sort of kind of stuff, Buckus and everything. And I don't know why you guys think that the people will abuse it later on.
Okay, there are absolutely thousands of different ingredients in the drug. And for example, most common painkillers in the United States, as well as over here in Korea, Tylenol. Tylenol is known to cause gastric ulcer, which can cause considerable amount of pain, and which needs to be which needs to be removed by surgical procedure. And that just one thing can cause some serious effects. And you also don't really know the the medical history, and then the allergy information of an individual. Certain drugs will not harm some other individuals, but certain drugs will definitely affect a person in more of a detrimental way. So I think that the over-the-counter drug can cause a serious risk for the public health.
Well, I agree that they could be misused or overdosed as well. But then over-the-counter drugs are actually selected by the regulatory authority to prove that it is actually safe and effective when used without the physicist's care. So that's why it's actually called the over-the-counter drugs. But I also understand that it is actually harmful. All drugs are harmful, but it's the matter of how much we take. I think that's the point.
Yeah, I mean, like, I do understand the point because, like, 2 o'clock, you go out on the street and there isn't a single pharmacy that is open or the hospital. So where can you get the drug? So for the convenience sake, yeah, it should. There should be certain drugs that needs to be out on the counter. But at the same time, there are certain painkillers which might contain codeine, and codeine is produced from the opium. And then, so that can have some serious addiction issues, and then that is going to cause some, psychosis to certain individuals. There are certain individuals who might be a little weaker, and then there might be some individuals who will have who has the ability to fight back all those drug adverse effects.
The important thing you guys have to know is the main point. The pharmacist or the person who's buying Tylenol, it's not their fault. The thing is that if they have to know if they have the allergy. Is their parents parents have to take care of their children, tell them what kind of allergy they have. Our society has to change, and then there will be no problem. If they have side effects about the allergy and stuff, people won't buy it. That's what happens. Like, it's important to know what kind of allergy or the pills could harm you. If you know that, there is a problem.
I'd just like to point out that we cannot overlook the issue of overdose. Without the prescriptions, overuse of, as an example, overuse of antibiotics, which will make the development of resistant stains of the bacteria. And this bacteria, this cannot be cured with any conventional antibiotics. And this will sure to increase the danger of public health.
Well, Well, you keep talking about the side effect and the overdose, but why are you relating that to where they sell it? Because if they want to overdose it, they can always buy it in pharmacies. They can go this pharmacy, that pharmacy, and they can go like hundreds pharmacy and overdose it. So what do you think of that?
Just like the case of Jewel or Oscar, if you go there, and this is the American supermarket, since it's a huge place and there's no one's watching you out, so people just can grab whatever they want.
Yeah.
But if you go to pharmacy, there's at least a pharmacist so you can talk to, and they brings you the drugs. It's not like you picked up the drugs and paid money. They have to give the
Yes.
drugs. So this,
mean,
it's a huge difference.
The person who really is responsible for our health is not doctors, ourselves. My interesting experience is that my American friends, they are more aware of their health care because they already really familiar with eating the over-the-drug counter. And there's a study that revealed the connection between self-treatment and buying over-the-drug from the pharmacy.
So what did the study say?
It's as the more earlier people get used to buying drug, the more likely they will aware of self-treatment and their health care.
So her position is over-the-counter drugs don't cause addictions, people cause addictions by how they use it.
Well, this is the issue. There are some people who can get addicted to certain drugs or the substances more easily.
So you're suggesting that government control those addictions?
Yeah, government needs to step up in order to curb down those addictions. That's what I strongly believe in.
But why do you think that that's the only way? Like we have to ban the sales of the OTC drugs in the supermarket, but we can think of the other ways as well, can't we?
Yeah, I think so, because it probably is more convenient to just go out and buy drugs without any types of prescription or without any kind of advisory from the pharmacist.
But what's more important is, I think, it's the time issue as well. Like on the weekends or at night, what can we do? Then what's the solution, you think? Like, do they actually think of our point of view, like the consumer's point of view, or are they only thinking of the pharmacist's point of view?
Well, they are not only looking at the pharmacist's view. This drug issue is about the public health. It's about the public health. And the public health concern is the first thing that the government needs to consider about.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'd like to add on that. I think government needs some kind of measurement for that. In China, for example, I think they're doing this system, overnight pharmacy. So people can actually, there are specialists, actual pharmacists working for it, and people can get OTC drugs like anytime.
But you know actually what, in Korea, they've actually had policy from 10 years ago that they wanted to have some kind of night medical center that they actually provide to pharmacies, but it hasn't been happening properly, apparently. So they haven't shown us any evidence that they can actually practice this policy. And I don't know how we can actually, how we can solve our difficulties when we get sick at night.
That's why governments need to step up, because the only reason they're not working overnight is that they can't make money.
But you haven't shown us for 10 years. I mean, not you, the government hasn't shown us for 10 years. Then how can we believe? They're gonna say it every year, okay, we should step up. Next year, we should step up. Then what can we do?
The most of the thing I want to talk about is, why don't you guys think that this policy, that the OTC drug, government is stepping up? They're trying to fight. They're trying to give the publics the medicine. Why can't you think that government is stepping up to help the public health?
Let me change this up a little bit. We haven't talked about the economics of it. What are your positions on the economic side of this?
Well, I think that if actually supermarkets actually allow the sales of the drugs as well, then there'll be more companies that actually produce it, and then actually there'll be increasing demands. There'll be more people who can actually get it, so increasing demand. That means they're gonna cut the price down as well because of the increasing demand. So it's actually better for us as well as the convenience if you think about it.
So the price is dropping. Isn't that good for us?
Yeah.
We have to also think about another stakeholder, which will be a pharmacist. It's definitely to see they're losing their stores because of the store market.
Was it the pharmacist's benefit?
I'm sorry.
Was it the pharmacist's benefit that we cannot let the supermarkets to sell it?
I'm just saying there's variable stakeholders. As we are, they are also person or people, and we are all living in the same society. So we have to think about each stakeholders.
But if you compare to the normal consumers and the pharmacists, what's like the ratio? And then as a nation, like as a people who do get sick, right? I think that we have to put more weight on the consumer's point of view.
Well, I'd like to ask you, who would the want to get benefit, economic-wise? Who do you think have the generate the most income out of this OTC
Pardon?
policy?
Sorry, I didn't get.
Who do you think
Yeah.
will be, which stakeholder will be the one that gets most income out of this OTC policy?
About the pharmacist role in Britain, it's been so long since this policy was developed, and at the first time, pharmacists was worried about their role, but it found out since the pharmacist's role changed from reactive provider of drug into the proactive advisor of drugs. So it found out their income were really didn't change it a lot, because more than 23% of the income of pharmacists already depend on the over-the-counter drugs.
Okay, you know what? This is kind of a debate that I think we could go on for a long, long time. So we need to wrap this up because we don't have too much longer. We'll have the cons on this side. If you could, Yeji, if you could kind of wrap up your side. And then on this side, we'll have Jungwon, if you can wrap up the pro side.
Well, drugs. With drugs, it needs to be convenient. It needs to be accessible. However, there is a huge room for abuse, and the abuse that is caused by these drugs will cost government even more. So there might be a bit of economic gain by allowing people to buy the drugs on the counter. However, if there is abuse, then that is going to cause more economical damage because of those people who has abuse issues. Therefore, I think it'll be safer if those drugs are kept off the counter just to protect the public health.
Thank you.
Well, I just would like to mention that overdose and abuse are not related to where they sell it. Once again, I tell you, because we have to be aware of it and we have to be responsible of what we take. And maybe I think that there should be some kind of policy that tells people about the right use of taking drugs. And also, as a nation, we should improve the consumer access to the drugs at night times and also on the weekends for the convenience.
Well, there you have it. You have the government. We need more protection from government, more control from government, and then you have we need more economic stimulus for lower price of drugs for consumer that has easy access, like everybody else in the world. So you've heard both sides.
All right, let's give our contenders a big round of applause.
좀 패시브한 친구들은 좀 그렇다는
좀 지식은 있는 것 같은데 이 주제와는 관련된 very concretely that's why she got the first position.
She's the most aggressive. We were looking at most in terms of how much they are really engaging.
Very nice and aggressive, and it was very impressive.
I have to be able to control and balance this so that it can stay as a positive.
I didn't get my chance.
I am a little worried.
I wanted to respond about the jury's questions.
I have done my very best.
Next time, I'll do my 200%, so watch me out.
All right, the scores are in. Hyubam, where do you think you stand in the ranking?
I'll have to say probably the lowest.
The lowest. Why do you
Yeah.
think so?
I'm not sure. I was more nervous than last week for some reason. I don't really know why, and I didn't show my best, so I think I'm the lowest.
All right. Well, Yeji, what about you?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I don't think I have done as well as I have hoped. But
It's
I think
okay.
I'm
We
just
have
gonna
a second job caught out for you. You can be a pharmacist if you don't get this job. All right. I'm curious to see the results. We'll show the ranking on the screen. Please show us the ranking.
Jungwon, you look like you, I knew I was going to be number one. Was that your thinking?
No, it wasn't like that. I don't know. Like, I think I said what I want to say pretty well, but I don't know. I kind of feel bad as well at the same time.
Well, you did well. Kyubom, you called it. You said you would be last, and you were. Do you think you kind of wrote that history for yourself thinking that?
Well, as I said, I was so nervous for some reason, more nervous than last week, even though it's my second time being on TV. And I guess they're all wonderful speakers and debaters. I just wasn't prepared enough to compete with such a wonderful debaters, I guess.
Well, don't despair. You will have a chance to make it up in the presentation round. Who will survive the battle of presentations and who will be sent home? We'll begin the presentation round in just a moment. The presentations will be given by 3 groups of 2, and the 2 contenders with the same topic will be in the same team. The key words are Pyeongchang, the Korean wave, and fashion.
Presentations are up next. But first, only the keywords are revealed. The best debater, Choi Jung-won, chose her keyword, Pyeongchang. Second place, Kim Ye-ji chose fashion. Third place, Song Jung-hyun took Pyeongchang. Fourth place, Lee Ho-seok picked Hallyu. Fifth place, Jung Eun-sun, fashion. Han Kyu-bum's keyword, Hallyu. And the presentation topic is, devise a business plan incorporating your keyword for Hanwha Chemical.
Chemical.
We have many marketing projects.
You are ready.
Let's just see what happens.
Okay. Go.
We gave the contenders 30 minutes to put their presentations together, and now they're back. Eun-sun, was that enough time for you?
No, we are really running out of time.
All right. What about you, Ho-seok? Did you have enough time?
Actually, we had a technical problem, but we were able to solve the problems, and now we are kind of ready. I could say that.
Jung-yeon, did you pick the right partner?
Of course I did.
Did you? Jung-won, would you have to agree with that or disagree with that?
Of course I agree.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
And are you glad when you went back to prepare, because you only had 30 minutes to prepare, did you think, wow, we picked the right topic?
Actually, yeah. As you know, he's interested in sports, and he knows a lot about that. So we could actually research a lot about.
So there was good
this too.
teamwork between you.
Yeah.
Good to know.
All right. We look forward to your presentation. You're up first. Go ahead.
Do you all remember the thrill and the joy that we felt all together as one same nation when our city, Korea's city name, got called last July? Well, Pyeongchang Winter Olympics 2018 has already given us many hopes, dreams, joy, and thrill, and now it is time for us to share that joy and thrill with the rest of the world by showing what Korea has got. And we can impress many visitors who's coming to Korea from all over the world with our great environmental facilities. And I believe that Hanwha will be the main contributor to such work. So Changyeon and I have actually chosen the topic of the Olympic Village, the eco-friendly Olympic Village. And Gangwon-do is actually known, famous for its already eco-friendly environment with the surrounding pure nature. So it will be much easier for us to implement such idea of eco-friendly to this already eco-friendly area. So it will be more cost-effective and also energy-effective. We believe that the photovoltaic power generation and the construction of the village is actually a match made in heaven. There are actually several things that that can be included in photovoltaic power generation. The building integrated photovoltaics and photovoltaic LED lights and the lights in the parking lot, and also if you have heard of the pergola, which is outside the apartments, that can also be implemented with the photovoltaics. And so now we're going to Changyeon. Can you tell us how and why we should implement such business to the project of Pyeongchang?
Thank you. Okay. Everyone knows Pyeongchang, right? 2018 Winter Olympics. Pyeongchang and Hanwha Chemicals share the same thing, green, eco-friendly. Not only photovoltaic or eco-friendly made PVC or LFP, there are more and many things that Hanwha Chemical can do. And also, the Hanwha Chemicals products can be matched with the other affiliates, such as Hanwha L&C, and they're kind of concentrating with the green home. Olympic is global festival. Everyone in the world is watching. It is chance for Hanwha Chemicals to join and make a project for Winter Olympics. The slogan for Winter Olympics is New Horizon. Hanwha Chemicals slogan is Beyond Your Dream. Pyeongchang made our dream come true. Hanwha Chemical will drive us beyond our dream. Thank you very much. Go Pyeongchang!
Go Hanwha Chemical!
All right, so the Pyeongchang team focused on green growth. Now, judges, what did you think?
I was impressed to see your idea of building a green and eco-friendly Olympic village. Well, this is a business plan, and I'm not pretty sure how you're gonna make money from this program. So can you, either of you can probably answer my question about this?
You want to try first? No. She may have different idea, but the main focus we are trying to do is the government will give the Hanwha Chemical some supports to make the domestic company to grow. And the most important thing is that many worldwide companies will come and watch how that Hanwha Chemical can make eco-friendly environment. So I think that marketing can expand to the worldwide and make Hanwha Chemical profitable.
Yeah, we just wanted our brand image to actually globalize, and Olympics is where all different countries, people actually come and watch. So maybe we think that it's a great opportunity to show what we've got, and then maybe after the Olympic Village, it can be sold out to the citizens, and maybe they can actually have an effect from that too.
All right, let's give our Pyeongchang team a big hand. I'm curious as to how the next team connected the Korean way with Hanwha Chemical. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm sure you haven't heard of the term photovoltaic. Not photovoltaic, photovoltaic. It's a conjugation between the word China and photovoltaic. Our main objective is to build a full vertical integration system in China and make a use of it by using a Korean wave marketing system. Because since we have took over the fourth greatest photovoltaic company, Solar Fund Power Holdings of China, we could produce products at a lower cost now. And also by using Korean celebrities, we could improve our image. This photovoltaic industry is highly demanded, and the figure is increasing and will increase. So we have a market growth opportunity. And if we become successful in China photovoltaic industry, then it's going to lead us to nearby areas in Asia, and also hopefully to worldwide, Europe, including Europe and America. Okay, we'll move on to 4P marketing mix analysis, and I'm going to pass it on to what's up. Thank you.
We're based on 40 marketing strategies. Our project strategy will be a photovoltaic value chain, including cells, modules, and electricity. And our target market will be China. And eventually, we'd like to process to Asia, and Europe, and America in the near futures. And our price range will be a competitive price via vertical integrations. Our promotion strategy will be based on Korean Wave, utilizing the popularity of Korean Wave, where we try to promote the brand name Hanwha. And one of the projects will be building Hanwha Solar Powerhouse. This project will be operated as a collaboration marketing with Chinese networking enterprise. To this open house, numerous of people will have a visit to see the advanced mobile phones and the other devices, and experience the high-tech networking services. At the end, people will recognize brand name Hanwha for solar power system. We are also in the process of developing other marketing strategy, such as solar traffic light and a solar Hanwha concert hall. In people's mind, Hanwha Chemical will be the brand that first to cross in their mind. Thank you.
I didn't quite follow how the Korean Wave was connected to Hanwha Chemical, but maybe it made more sense to you, judges.
I really don't understand what you mean. So you are working for, your business plan is to kind of construct a company in China, right?
Yes, sir.
Solar power, something like that. But what is the clear relationship with the Korean Wave? That's my question.
What you're trying to do basically is we're trying to promote what Hanwha Chemical is in China by having a building named Hanwha Chemical. So people will walk around the building and they will recognize the name in the first place. And secondly, we're trying to get just too close to people in China. So based on that, it'll be much easier for us to dealing with Chinese companies. And in the future, they will know that by knowing Hanwha Chemical and by having a relationship with Hanwha Chemical, they will know it's an advance or advantage for their companies.
What is your definition of Korean Wave?
Well, Hallyu is a Korean Wave is for now, it's focused on enterprise, like a drama or music. But in the future, you'd like to transfer to those type of Hallyu to the commercial brand.
Let me ask Kyubum.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're trying to do in 2 sentences. With 2 sentences, tell us what you're trying to do.
We are trying to maximize the effect of photovoltaic business in China by using Korean Wave marketing system, marketings even.
Well, this is more about a blending image of the Hanwha Chemical to the China society. Thank you.
Okay, a big hand for the Korean Wave team. Now we have our third team, but before I pull out our third team, I want to point out we have a male and female. We have a male and male and a female and female team here. So it'll be interesting at the end of the day who prevails. So now we will hear from our fashion team, the female and female team. Big hand.
The PVC has been produced since the early 20th centuries, and then it has been used in many different areas of industry, including fashion. PVC has its advantageous properties that can be used in fashion industry since it has shiny surface and that is durable and is cost effective. However, it also has its disadvantages as well. For example, PVC is known to cause allergic reactions to certain individuals, and it has also health and safety issues in the event of fire. Therefore, it has it has its limitations in fashion business. So that led to the development of the new synthetic materials such as olefins, and she is here to explain why we need to continue our development in olefin business.
First, I would like to tell you about why right now we should keep focus this policy. Because 2015 vision of Hanwha is global chemical leader. So the first thing that comes to my mind is Hanwha has international trademarks. Like when you think about Samsung, we just instinctively think about cell phone, right? Or Apple, they got the iPhone. But what is a trademark for Hanwha? So why right now? Because we need global trademarks. And fashion and chemical. Fashion is derivative business from the chemicals. So they are like father and brother. So we can make more revenue. And this fashion business is still compatible with other Hanwha Chemical's existing business, like PE or PVC, and the future vision like olefin. The developing olefin is on the path for Hanwha to their vision because they are still compatible. So it's a little more easier to increase revenue to develop totally different business. And about the business diversion, Hanwha will be flexible to the change of market. Okay, this is it. And thank you for our hearing presentation.
All right, judges, what did you think about their presentation?
You said you have to approach the global market with these products, with the PVCs, and we can use it to the fabric and stuff. But which market, which country do you think is growing fastest in this field, and which country we should get into first, and try to do the mergers and acquisition, and build this business?
China or India will be the first country that comes to my mind, because internationally we should. First thing that we really should consider is about the money, and we can and buying, establishing new business in other country, we can get global recognition, and we can still inspecting that country's circumstance.
Thanks for answering the question.
Thank you.
All right, that was the end of our presentations. Out of these 3 teams, only 1 team will win the ticket to automatically move on to compete in the 3rd round next week. And the remaining 4 contenders will be up for reevaluation. So which team is safe from elimination? We'll announce the results in just a moment.
I was too nervous when I was in the presentations, but he was a great partner, I have to say.
I agree with her.
She has made all the contribution to this presentation.
Well, I believe we did a good job in our strategy, but it was just our elimination we had a weakness.
They looked most confident.
What they tried to explain and made us understand clearly.
There's no team that impressed me a lot.
I'll say it in one sentence. Communication matters as much as the content.
I have the results in my hands. Let me take a quick peek. You can now consider me the new IOC chairman, Pyeongchang. You're moving on to compete next week.
Kyungwon, You look a little bit more surprised than you did after the debate.
Oh.
After the debate, you were like, yeah, I knew I was going to be first.
No,
but
no, no.
now you looked a little more surprised. Were you surprised that you were chosen?
Well, I was kind of hoping, expecting it as well as I wasn't sure about what's going to happen.
You were hoping and expecting and weren't sure. Okay.
There's three things all together.
So obviously your answer about choosing the right partner, I think it was the right answer.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, the 4 remaining contenders, you'll be reevaluated by the judges, and this means that 2 of you will be going home today. Judges, please feel free to ask questions.
My question goes to Yeji, and your answer will make a big difference in terms of our final decision.
Yes.
I noticed that you can be, you have a great potential to be a great historian or scientist.
Yes.
But tell us, what kind of contribution you can make as a member of Hanwha Chemical to the company and its business?
Well, I believe that because of my analyzing abilities, I can analyze the market and I can logically explain to our clients about like the advantages of our products, and then well, by using my logics, I can convince those those customers of our superior products.
I have a question to Ho-seok. What if you chose the other topic, other issue? What would you have done differently?
I'll go definitely for Pyeongchang because there's a lot of material I can manipulate with it. Well, they brought up the eco greenhouse, but if it was me, I'll just say I'll develop the solar house plan first. Solar power plant first for whole operational Pyeongchang system, because it's an Olympic, it's an event for like about 2 months. So people will know how this Olympic will be operated, and it'll be a great opportunity for Hanwha that they had some kind of contribution. They made a contribution to this great world event.
I have a question to Eun-sun. It seems like that you look a little bit, how to say, not confident when you are making presentation.
Not
is
confident?
It because, yes, not confident. And is it because you are just simply nervous in the studio, or is it because of lack of your experience in making English presentation?
Yes, because I will have much interest in this company, and I readily just as much I can read or I can research from internet or everything. But when I just go up this floor, this circumstances make me a little nervous. I think that's why. But today I think I expressed my interest in this company really fully.
All right, contenders, we will now give you 30 seconds each and convince the judges why you should not be sent home today. This may be your last chance, so make it good. Kyubam, we'll start with you.
Okay. Well, I'd just like to say that the performance I have shown you guys today was not really me. I'm not a kind of person who shivers and who doesn't express myself well. But I guess I'm not the camera person. I guess that's why I kind of not did well. But if I do get another chance, I'll definitely figure out how to act in front of the cameras, not to shiver. And I'll show you what really I am, what I'm capable of. Thank you.
Ho-seok.
Well, I always has been pushing myself to the limit. And I believe this is not my limit now. And if the chance is given, I'll make sure that I perform 200% of myself and advance to the next level. Thank you.
Eun-sun?
Thank you. Today, I think I really expressed my interest in this company. And about my confidence, if I looked really unconfident in this in this program, then I can change myself into the next episode.
Yeji.
Well, I'm a very logical person. As a person who studied biochemistry as a major when I was doing my bachelor's degree, I can analyze the market and I can logically show to those customers what we've got and what our selling point is. Yes.
You know, as I watch these contenders, the last 4 of them, we've all been in different scenarios. Many of you on TV or watching on TV have been in interviews. And interviewing in front of one person or maybe 2 or 3 is kind of difficult. Try interviewing in front of 188 countries, basically is what y'all are doing. So I would give you a big hand to try to explain yourself, and this is who I am, this is why you should hire me. I think it's a great thing, so I think we give them a round of applause. Well done.
So we have heard from the contenders. We will soon find out which 2 have moved the hearts of our judges. The judges will now deliberate and will announce the results in just a moment.
Very happy.
Happy?
And whatever happens, I do not have any regrets.
Put out your best for this competition.
Just gonna try it once again.
I really pretty enjoyed it.
Completely follow our order and completely obey to the company.
I just tried to figure out who is the most fit with the Hanwha Chemical.
He has difficulty in presenting
Potential future members of this company, and that's what we cared most about.
Judges, you have reached your decisions. Please tell us which contenders will continue with us next week.
Okay, the first surviving contender is Hoso. Congratulations. The reason we chose him as the surviving contender is that his way of defending was very good, and he made a very good business plan. But even if it's not clearly related to Korean rave, but it was good. That's why we chose him as the surviving contender. Congratulations.
Hoseok, they're giving you another chance. What's going through your mind?
I'm just very grateful right now. Thank you, judges. I'll perform very well next round. Thank you.
I was speaking with him briefly during the break, and he was like, okay, I'm ready to go. I know I'm going to go home. He was not as confident as I think he ought to have been. But I agree with the judges. He did well in defending this is why I did it and how I did it.
So Kyubum, Eunsun, and Yeji, for 2 of you, the journey will end here. Please announce the last survivor.
All right. The second surviving contenders is Eunsun. Judges were really wondering to the last minute who we are going to choose from the remaining contenders. And at the last minute sales pitch, we are impressed by her eagerness and willingness, and so we simply bought that. Thank you.
Wow, Eunsun, I saw the expression on your face. It was quite surprised.
Yeah, I didn't expect it, really.
He mentioned, but why do you think you were chosen? Do you think he explained the exact reason why you were chosen, or why do you think that you were chosen? Because these are very capable people, both Kyubum and Yeji.
Maybe because I have really much interest in this company.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the reason, one of the many reasons.
Well, congratulations. Kyubum, you know what? It's been great. You fought your way back up from being one of the last in the quizzes all to now, but we're going to have to say goodbye to you. But I would love to hear your parting thoughts.
Well, I'm really happy that I got this far. And obviously, all these contenders are highly educated. They speak perfect English. They are good presenters and debaters. They're all great in personality-wise. So I really congratulate them. Those of who made through.
Yeji.
Yes.
You are an extraordinary woman. You're intellectual. You're an amazing woman. But if you don't make an eye contact, which I feel like you lack a little bit, you can't deliver your ideas as effectively.
Yeah.
So that's one thing you can learn from this experience.
Okay.
What do you think you learned from this experience?
Well, I have learned so much throughout this experience, and that this has just been a very great experience. I don't think I am ever going to forget this experience in my life. Yeah.
All right. Well, so the 4 surviving contenders who will move on to compete in the 3rd round are Junghyun, Jungwon, Minsun, and Hoseok. Congratulations. They'll be given special missions that are related to Hanwha Chemical next week, and it's the most exciting episode of our Contenders show, so don't miss out. Well, thank you for watching. Please join us next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I think through this program, I am learning things like how to defend myself.
I'm very excited to be with other top 3 contenders. You know, just like I said, the fear makes me more stronger.
As always, I had fun and it was a great experience. I really congratulate to those of who went through to the next round.
I actually didn't expect me to actually come up to this round.
I had fun again, and I'm enjoying this show, and I wish this enjoyment will last forever.
I don't think I'm ever going to have this kind of chance in my life ever again. But, well, I don't have any regrets, and I'm very happy.
Bye.